So one of our students, Cindy, and Me and My Golf member, has recently gone from swinging over the top, hitting slices and losing distance, to swinging from the inside and hitting it way further. And in today's video, we're going to share with you the exact 3 steps that we took her through that helped her achieve this.
Now, if you like our content and it's helpful to your game, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment down below. What can we help you with? Maybe we can do a video on it.
Okay, let's get into the first thing that we did with Cindy then, Piers. She's made some incredible progress. Can't wait to share it with the viewers. Balance. This is the starting point. We have to start with the setup. Where was Cindy and what was she doing?
She was very much on her toes. Now, when we go very much on our toes, it makes sense that we are going to lose our balance through our golf swing. But as she is swinging and hitting, pretty much every time she would hit, she would lose the balance towards the golf ball. You can't use the body that well from there. The strike's going to be all off, and obviously it's going to affect the direction of the swing as well.
And this is overlooked. This is a key part. You have to get this right. Just having the balance in the right place will enable your body to move and will influence the path that you're swinging on.
For sure, for sure.
So that, what we did with Cindy, very simple with this, just to create some awareness of where she was at setup. Alignment stick on the ground. You may have seen us do this before. So simple, but really effective. Get the middle of your feet onto the alignment stick, right through the arches. And what we're looking for here is to have even distribution. Now, Cindy had probably, I'd say 75% of the weight in front, maybe more, of the alignment stick. We really want to have 50-50. So just settling into that 50-50 period there where we can just feel really planted with the feet enables us to move so much better.
It's amazing something as small as an alignment stick makes you totally aware now of the feel of what you're doing. But yeah, absolutely, as you say, now when I turn into my backswing, I can go, oh, the weight goes into the heel a little bit more now as a result of being 50-50.
More power, more control, definitely more easier to swing from the inside. So that was the first thing, and that made a tremendous difference to her, just feeling really rooted in the ground.
Wasn't falling over anymore.
She wasn't falling over anymore.
That's a good thing.
The second thing, this was crucial, especially with the driver. We talked about getting her body in the right place, more so her tilts and her alignments. Just talk through what she was doing then and what we wanted to change.
I think if we actually look at her golf swing, we can actually see the setup from the front view. Go, well, actually, that looks quite nice, but it kind of looks nice for an iron. Now, think about what we're doing with an iron. We want to be able to shift into that lead side so we can actually get that descending blow when we hit the golf ball. We don't really want that with the driver. So we want to be able to make sure that we can be somewhat behind the golf ball with the upper body so we can hit it on the way up.
And Cindy had a little bit of alignment issues as well, like the hips wanted to be open, the upper body wanted to be a little bit open as well, which was all encouraging, Piers, that path that was moving to the left.
We had Aaron right here the other day doing exactly the same thing. He had his upper body just a little bit out of whack, and then suddenly he's hitting more fades than he wants to. So it's the same for everybody.
So here's a great drill that you can do. So get the golf club, place it down the middle. Piers has got the zip on his jacket here. Place it down the middle of your spine. Here's the key thing when we do this. We want to create a little bit of a tilt, but the way we're going to do it, we're going to just nudge the hips forward as we do this. There we go. As this tilts now towards, the club moves slightly towards the lead leg, we have a little bump of the hips and a little tilt. That's all we really need. It doesn't need to be excessive. That'll cause some other issues. It's just that little tilt of the spine and bump of the hips here then enables you to just place your hands on the club and be in that right place.
I think the way I look at this, I always think, well, an inch here and an inch here. So if we move it an inch, the hip toward the target, and the inch is moving more that way with the upper body with the shoulder. And you can see it's only a slight amount, but as you say, now from here, it's a totally different viewpoint on the golf ball. I'm looking at the back of the golf ball maybe a little bit more, but it definitely feels like I'm gonna hit that one on the way up.
And you'll see the difference on screen here with Cindy now. Once we changed that, the position of that body now at setup was crucial. That really helped the next part of the actual change really, which was the golf swing. This was the hardest thing to change because it's changing a movement pattern. And what we changed with Cindy was her rotation and connection. So let's talk through, Piers, what Cindy was doing and maybe some of the swing thoughts, and we'll sort of break it down and then we'll get into what we did to change it.
So it is interesting because of that setup where she's maybe hitting down on it a little bit more. She may be feeling that she wants to get a bit more width in a golf swing, which was definitely her feeling that she was looking for when she was swinging. So when she was swinging back, she was after this width of the club going back, but you can see the arms disconnecting from the body, a little bit of a sway there, the club being over the plane on the way back, and as she gets to the top and then turns the power on, it's very easy for her then to swing, as we can see, over the top, cutting across it and hitting those weak slices out to the right. So just that main concept of width, which was maybe caused by the problem in the setup, was then making her move in a totally inefficient way.
And she didn't really know she was doing that until we actually showed her on the video. It was like, wow, I'm swinging really over the top.
So she's feeling wide, which she thinks is good, but then the ball's like going.
Exactly, exactly. So the first thing we did with Cindy, we said, let's get you feeling really how the upper body should wind up against the lower body. So instead of having this sway and this sort of loose, wide feeling, we really wanted to create this nice coil in the backswing where we turn into this right hip. So here's a great drill that you can do here. We've got one of the, what are these called, Piers?
Bag stand,
Bag stands here at the Grand.
T-peg holder.
Anything, you can use a bag, you can use a table, something like this. Let's get the golf club across your shoulders here. And this is what we did with Cindy. We said, right, we want to get the lead shoulder back over the right knee, but we want to rotate the lower body here. So she was really feeling that this hip now was turning and coiling, as opposed to this tendency to have this little sway with the hips. Do that again for me, Piers. I want you to keep that connection. This is really important that we kept that connection against that stand there, because now we're loaded into that right side, but look at the rotation that Piers has got. See, the club is over his right knee. If we can get our body in this position, we've got a much, much better chance of delivering that club more from the inside.
And really important for Cindy as well when she was doing this, that she was pointing the club across the shoulders down more towards the ground as well, because if you think about it, when the club goes wide and lifts up, it could flatten out the shoulders. We want to make sure the shoulders are staying pointing down, almost just down towards the golf ball there, just outside potentially.
So really important that she got a feeling of how the body was starting to work. This is something that she demonstrates to me now, and she nails it every time she does this. And I'm like, you've got it now, Cindy. That's really ingrained in there.
That's actually perfect, by the way. That fits so well.
It's really good, really simple as well. The second thing was the connection. So we got a feeling the body, but this separation at the start that Cindy was having was causing that club to swing down, swing back above the plane. So what we wanted to do really was, instead of the separation with the arms, we wanted to feel like the left shoulder and the chest were working together with the rotation. So I remember standing behind Cindy like this. If you just take your setup, Piers,
Yep.
I was standing behind Cindy like this and making sure she could swing to the top, all the way to the top for me, create that rotation without the hands moving away from the body. So you can see beautiful rotation here without the hands moving away. Her old swing, show what the old one would do, Piers.
I could really hurt you now.
Okay, so the old one would do more of this, which obviously I'm standing out the way, but that throws the club above the swing plane, and you're playing catch up then from there. So it's really hard.
Well, you're only playing one way really, which is a fade, which is just losing a load of distance.
So let's do another one of those for us again. So this was really important for her. What I like about this, you'll see from face on, do that one more time, Piers. I'll stand this side. What I like from this from face on is the left shoulder and the chest are working together. There's no disconnection here. This one piece move away that's involving really the core, the shoulders, rather than this disconnected move with the arms.
You can definitely feel it in that sort of midsection when you're doing this. Even just rehearsing this for Cindy is obviously really important, so that she can combine the two together.
This is something that Piers actually does in his move away. He rehearses this a lot to just synchronize everything up there. Not your best on that one, Piers. You certainly don't need to overdo this too much, but key component to really tie everything in. We had the balance, we had the tilts and the alignments, and we had that swing. Now, if you look at the difference now between the two from down the line, you can see the massive difference in that swing plane, getting the club working from the inside. And now she's lowered her index by considerable amounts, and she's hitting lovely little draws with a lot more distance. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. Now look, if you want results just like Cindy, remember she's a Me and My Golf member and she's been to our golf schools here at the Grand. That can be you too. All you need to do is check the links in the description, and we look forward to seeing you soon.